Hey everybody, it's Queen Jelly here and welcome to the Toy Box. As a reminder, today this is an adult channel meant for adult collectors. The reason I say that, I am still going to of course do my best to keep this as family friendly as possible. I'm not going into any super details or anything, but we are going to be addressing some adult topics today, especially in regards to how that affects some interesting things going on, especially considering the dolls we're reviewing today. Of course, I have to address it. It's not something I really can just kind of pretend like doesn't exist. So I just want to point that out before we get started, and then from there we're just going to go ahead and start talking about the dolls we're going to be opening today. I'll do them together since they're sisters. We'll go ahead and open them both together, especially because I already have a Wicked unboxing and I plan on getting more of these dolls when they're re-released, because that's part of what we're going to be talking about today. The reason that they're being re-released, although there is a doll that I really want that's on Amazon right now, and I'm assuming it's the new packaging, or at least covering up the mistake on the old packaging. And that mistake that I'm referring to is that on all the dolls, because these are the ones I'm going to be opening, but I do actually have a second set of them and they're both printed the same way. And the ones that I have up on my desk are actually from the pre-order. So they've been like this the whole time, which is astounding because that was in like end of September that I got those, and it's now November. So it's kind of crazy that it took this long for people to find the mistake on these dolls. And what I'm referring to, of course, is the fact that they are printed with, it says wicked.com instead of wickedmovie.com. Wicked.com is an adult website, and not anything related to the film. And like I said, these have been printed like that since the very beginning, and nobody noticed it until very recently. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. And so what happened is that they pulled all the dolls off of the shelves. So these are not currently on shelves, but from my understanding, they are going to be returning because there's nothing wrong with the dolls. It's simply a problem with the packaging. So Mattel already said that they're not really going to be doing anything again because there's no fault with the dolls themselves. So they're just saying if you have them, get rid of the packaging or cover up the website on the back before giving them to kids, because obviously, again, it's not a kid's website. Sorry, I just have to move him because it's sad that you can't see him over there. He's right behind my back. All right, I feel better now that you can see him too. So yeah, these are both printed with the wicked.com on the back. Now, I know that these are going to be kind of sought after right now with having that misprint on the back, but again, they've been printed like that for a very long time. They're mass produced, they're everywhere. Part of what I'm doing though is I did have, like I said, a set that was from pre-order. Those are up on my desk, and then the day that I found out these were being pulled from the shelf, I had someone very special to me help me out a whole lot. And because I work very early in the morning, I work around the same time that stores are opening, so that morning he ran around and found these for me at Walmart, and it was very difficult because they were actively trying to pull them off the shelves at the same time he was trying to find somewhere that still had them. So he was able to pick up these two for me. Unfortunately, these are the only two that I have. I do really want a Galinda now that I've seen the movie. I was very hesitant. If you guys have seen my other video, I said a lot of stuff, and a lot of that's kind of changed recently between me rereading the Wicked book. This is the original. It does have a theatrical cover, I guess you could say, but I do have both versions. I just don't have it reprinted with the new movie version because I've seen that recently, and that's kind of something that I'm kind of interested in since I have the other two cover variants. But this is actually, again, also a very adult book. So if you enjoy the Broadway production or the movie, if you are an adult, you can read this. It does read very interestingly. It's very timeless, I guess you could say, in its writing style. It's very fanciful. So it's kind of hard to follow along with unless you're really paying attention. But it is here, and again, it is very adult. I haven't finished it, as you can see, at least not with my reread. I did read it when I was much younger. It was not a great great then, but I'm enjoying it much more now that I am an adult. But I do have still quite a bit to get through in here. But I was reading it up until watching the movie, which I have also seen, and I will not be spoiling anything. But I will say, I mean, like, if you've seen the musical, like, you know what happens. Like, thankfully it's very true to the original in ways that you want it to be, and like still adds to the story, and it's just phenomenal. But I had a lot of reservations about it because Wicked is something that's been very important to me my whole life. At minimum 2009. Unfortunately, I don't know when the picture was taken for sure, but that's when it was posted to Facebook. But it was my first profile picture, so if I went before then and just didn't have my Facebook yet, I don't remember. But at around 2009 is the first like documented number that I can find. I went to see Wicked for the very first time in Chicago, where I grew up, and I have loved it ever since. Elphba has been one of the most influential characters to me my whole life. If you ever ask me to make an avatar of myself in any of those avatar creators, I will usually put the skin as green because, like, she's just meant so much to me. My whole bedroom growing up was decorated Wicked. Like, if you've watched some of my other videos, like unboxing her, I was so excited because her skin was green because I love Elphba, and it's just something that's meant a lot to me. Very long time, almost my whole life that I can remember, and so I had reservations about the movie because it was something that meant so much to me, and you know, if they did it wrong, then of course it was going to be very painful, but they did it so right, like including my thoughts on Ariana Grande have also changed a lot recently, because what I was worried about was her using her like singing voice that she kind of curated during her time like on Victorious and stuff, where she had kind of this like almost fake sounding voice that she used all the time, because sometimes in interviews she would have this one sounding voice and then other times she would have this other one where she kind of had this character on all the time. And I really love her true voice. I think it's a beautiful voice, but she usually uses this like character voice. And that was what I was afraid of seeing on Galinda, but she uses her genuine true voice and it just shines through so well. And definitely there's a lot of depth of the writer in this, where like I see the character rather than the performer, and I think that's amazing. But on top of that, like the stories and the things that I've heard about her that weren't so great were from 10 years ago, and people can learn and change, and I am all for admitting that. And everything that I've heard about her recently has been great, and I really do hope that she has grown up. Like, I feel like, again, they were from a long time ago. She was much younger, and I think it's great to hear stories of how much of a wonderful person she is now, and that, again, that she can learn and literally grow up and be such an amazing person is honestly just means a lot more to me, honestly, to watch that kind of transformation. It means this story really is something that would resonate with her. And of course, Cynthia as Elphba is just mind-blowing, amazing. Just the performance that we all needed for this, and I'm just so ecstatic. I loved it. It was beautiful. But I think that is enough rambling. It was almost 10 minutes of me just talking about Wicked and what it means to me. But I think it's time to get on to some dolls, because after all, that's kind of why we're here. So today we are going to be opening the Elphba from the Ozdust Ballroom set, and then the Nessarose, who's also dressed for the Ozdust Ballroom, but Nessa doesn't have any other variants, whereas there were released several variants of Elphba. Unfortunately, I had pre-ordered 3 of them. One of them I had to cancel just because I didn't have the money at the time that she was going to be charging. This is the Dancing Through Life, or Ozdust Elphba. There's also the Shiz University Elphba, which was released at a different time, which is why I didn't have her pre-ordered. And then the pre-order one that I had to cancel was the Singing Elphba, and then I have the Deluxe Elphba, the one that came with like the stand and stuff, which unfortunately my stand did break, but I found a workaround, which I'll show you guys because she's sitting up on my desk. But yeah, so this is the Dancing Through Life Elphba. And then, like I said, this is the only Nessarose, at least that they've released so far. She does have the silver slippers, and then this is the dress that she wears also at the Ozdas Ballroom, but a couple other times as well. This is kind of her like fancy dress as opposed to like her school uniform. Which again, that's what this is. There's also, again, a school uniform outfit that was released, and there's so many dolls that got pulled. There's no way they're going to waste all that stock. So they will be coming back to shelves. It's just a matter of when they're coming back to shelves and how they'll be packaged. If they're going to just cover this up with a sticker, if they're going to completely take off all these backs and replace all the upper packaging. Like, I don't know exactly how they plan on doing it, but we will definitely see these dolls back on shelves. There's no way they're gonna waste all of this stock on that, especially now that the movie is doing so well and is super popular. People are going to be looking for these dolls, so hopefully they'll come back soon. I have seen a listing for the Ozdas Ballroom Galinda on Amazon, and I really want to order her like so badly, but I just don't have the money right now. So fingers crossed that she's on there for a few more days until I have the money. But so let's go ahead and get these sisters up on the desk so we can get them open and out of the box and take a closer look at them alongside the Deluxe Elphba that I already have. And I almost forgot. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and it helps you if you enjoy our content, so you can find it again soon. Also, I was going through all of my old stuff to find like my shirt and stuff for just because I wanted it. That's where, like, I had an old tote of Wicked stuff. That's where like the book was, and like all my shirts and stuff, which I do have more than just this one. And I found this in that box. This is the Wicked Witch of the West Barbie doll from the Pink Label collection. And she is unopened, so if you guys want an unboxing of her, just let me know. But yeah, she's very excited to have also found this. So that means I have the Wicked Witch version the Wicked Witch version of Barbie, as well as the Broadway production version of Barbie, and then these that are not really Barbies, but they are also by Mattel. So super exciting. But yeah, just let me know if you guys would be interested in an unboxing video of her. But in the meantime, we are going to focus on these two girlies, the whole reason that we are here today. Like I said, we have our Nessarose and our Elphba. Here is just a quick closer up look at the box. Nessarose was one of the first ones I actually ordered. She became available first, and I just am obsessed with this wheelchair and all the details on it. And we'll see when she's out, but clearly the budget went to her wheelchair, and so her dress is kind of basic and printed on. There's a lot more detail on like Elphba's clothing, but these are both in the $25 range for the dolls, as opposed to the deluxe one that was $40. Overpowered by the arrival of her magically powered sister Elphba, Nessarose quietly possesses her own brand of inner fierceness. And that's what it says here on the back, along with all the other regular stuff. And again, this is one of the copies that does have the wicked.com down here. But as you can see, also there is a little bit of damage here on the side of her box, as well as I do have an inboxed one that will be staying in the box. And then here is my inboxed one of Elphba that will be staying there. Not because I care about value to my collection, but because I am very interested in keeping a piece of doll history, because I just know that this is one of those things that is going to go down in the books, and we're going to hear about it for a very long time to come. I mean, think about it, for all of us in the deep into the doll community, I hear about things like growing up Skipper all the time, and that happened a long time ago. So this is something that people are going to be bringing up when they talk about Mattel history for a long time to come. So I just am kind of interested in owning a piece of that history, but it's not super concerning to me how much the value of the dolls will be while they're in box, which is why I am still going to be unboxing this set of them right here. And then we'll look quickly at the back of Elphba's box. Elphba is a defiant social outcast with unstopped magic. Elphba enrolls at Chidisu University and discovers the potential of her true power. And then there you can see the little misprint. And we have Glinda and Elphba down here at the bottom, as well as it says their name right there under Wicked. Same exact printing for Nessarose. Now, I did recently go to Universal. I will be posting the picture at the end and possibly in this section if I remember when I'm editing to stick it up in the corner. But I did actually go get to meet Elphba and Glinda, and I sobbed the whole time. They were so kind, and it was such an amazing experience. But what's really funny, I also have pictures of it when these dolls first released. I didn't, like, without knowing about it, because this was when these first released at Universal. They were trying to sell, so these are $20 dolls. They were trying to sell them for $60, and then the $40 dolls, they had them for $70. And I just think that that was crazy, especially because at the time these were super readily available at, like, literally everywhere. Like, I could understand if they had them for $60 right now, especially with the misprint and especially with them not being available like anywhere else. But when I did go to see Elphba and Glinda, they did not have any. But when these first dropped at Universal, they wanted a huge markup on them, and I think that's crazy. I do definitely think these are $25 dolls, worth the $25, but they're definitely not $60 dolls. And again, we'll see that more once we get them open, but they are absolutely beautiful, and they look stunningly like the performers that portray them. So I'm gonna go ahead though and start unboxing these as usual. So I'm going to do this two ways. One, I'm going to start off with just a regular review of this Elphba, and then I'm going to compare her to the deluxe version. So you can kind of compare and contrast the two together if you're interested in that. If you're not interested in seeing that, of course, you can skip that section. But I just wanted to kind of show off both this doll and then the difference between this one and the deluxe in case you're interested in both options. So for this Elphba right here, of course she does have her green skin, of course, from top to bottom all the way through, which is really nice. I have had some dolls in the past where they're supposed to be green, but only like the parts you would see were green, but she is definitely green all the way through. She does have her micro braid texture. It is tied back into a low pony directly on the back side of her head with all these lovely micro braids going all the way around. Again, guys, I do apologize in advance if I feel a little off. I haven't recorded in quite some time, so I'm just kind of getting used to it again. Here we have Elphie's face. So of course she has her dark eyebrows. She has a kind of light green eyeshadow over her eyes, and then her emerald eyes, and of course the signature freckles that they gave to this version of Elphba, which I absolutely adore. Cynthia's nose and lip design coming from, of course, the actress that plays her in this new production. And I love this little smirk that she has for her beautiful green lips. And then we come down to her dress. So we can see that this is a sheer top here with a little bit of purple underneath. I'm curious if, I'm assuming these are all like one layer, since again, this is the, the standard budget doll. Yeah, these are all connected as one layer sewn together. Yes. Yeah, there's the purple sewn in. Again, you can see more of the greenified body. That black strap there is a rubber band that's holding the purse onto her. I am choosing to leave that on so that I don't lose the purse. But anyway, so we have this mesh top. The sleeves up here do have a little bit of a puff to them, which is really cute. And then this really interesting like squiggle design all the way down it. Of course, very Aussian. And then, like I said, we have this kind of faux purple underneath, which I really like that they gave some purple tones to Elphba. We don't usually like associate with that with her, so I think that that was a really nice choice. This like purple, almost black kind of color, which I do believe that that is described as something that she wears in the movie, but she also wears like red and everything else. Like she has a little bit more variety. Sorry, not the movie, the book. She has a little bit more variety of colors that she wears in the book, as opposed to in the production where we see her all like mostly in black, a little bit of blue here and there for the shiz looks. But I really like the purple tone that they gave to her. I think it's a really nice touch. And then we have more of that like design up here as well. And then this kind of bodice piece that kind of looks like almost like a little corseted piece, but it goes up into these like sleeves. And I like how it kind of has the like tails here, which is really cute. And these like faux printed button design, as well as this like swirl design really right here that kind of blends in, which I really like the little subtle details like that. It's very unique. And we have some more swirls over on this side under that rubber band. And then down here is her dress, which gets more of the design coming from the sleeves, but it is a solid black part for the skirt, with that like kind of snaky design, kind of wormy design on top of that. And then for her boots, we have these separated heels. We have a series of ties going down, as well as a buckle. I love the like, again, the like asymmetrical design. See how it like goes all the way up on the one side, but not the other. Again, very Aussian, very reminiscent of how they designed the costuming for the musical as well. The Broadway production of the musical, I should say, or the stage production of the musical, because it did tour. As I said earlier, I saw it when I was in Chicago. And then here is the purse. It is a satchel bag. It is made out of plastic. It almost looks like that part actually might adjust. It is rubber banded right now, but it looks like you should be able to, actually adjust it. That's really neat. It has these kind of rivets here. I don't know how well it'll hold closed, but it is designed to kind of look and be adjustable. And then here is the closures on that, as well as this kind of faux handle at the top. It is a solid piece of plastic though. It doesn't open or anything. So there is her. She is not fully articulated, not like made to move, but she is highly articulated, which is really nice, especially for her being a $25 doll. So she does have up and down, side to side on the head. She does have shoulder, elbow, there we go, elbow and wrist articulation. And then she does have one hand that's curved and one that's flat. She also does not have any like waist or hip waist articulation, but she does have hip, so it can go up and to the side, so that's a really nice articulation there. And then knee articulation, but no ankle articulation. But like I said, not fully like made to move or anything, but I do think it is a good amount of articulation. And then of course we do have her hat. Mine does have this dent in it from being in the box. I don't know if they all will have that dent in it or just mine was particularly damaged in the box. But it is a flexible material, so I'm not like super concerned about it, but just letting you know that it is a thing that's there, at least on mine. If you'd like to, I'm now going to be comparing the Deluxe Elphba. That is, I'm going to refer her to her as Defying Gravity Elphba, and then I'm going to be referring to her as Dancing Through Life Elphba. But I'm going to be comparing and contrasting the two of them so that if you are interested in seeing which one, or if you want to have both of them, the differences, I'm going to go do that now. Again, feel free to skip ahead to Nessarose if you don't want to see this, because I know sometimes I don't want to watch content about dolls that I don't have yet, so I know it's not always the best when they kind of make a surprise appearance, but I thought I would include this anyway. As you just saw, I did take her off of her stand, which unfortunately has broken the like weight clip part like this. I wasn't doing anything rough with it. I was literally just sliding her back on and it cracked off. So what I've been doing is I just kind of scooted her dress over the stick and used that to hold her onto it instead. As a reminder, this is the Deluxe Elphba. She is designed after Defying Gravity, the finale song, and she is $40 rather than the $25 of the other one. Again, also not currently easily available. I have seen listings for her on Amazon for her regular price as well. As to whether or not she's obviously currently there, I can't confirm. But as of time of recording, she was available. Now, they do both have the same screening on their face as well as the same body as far as like articulation and everything like that. So they are pretty similar base dolls, but what they come with is where the difference is going to be. Also, I did notice a subtle difference in their hairstyles. The Dancing Through Life one is completely tied back to the center, whereas Defying Gravity is kind of tied off to the side. Again, as I've already stated, Defying Gravity did come with a stand where Dancing Through Life did not. But they both did come with the same hat as well. Again, mine is damaged from being in the box for Dancing Through Life, but this is what it typically would look like without the damage. There is like a hole inside, like that's kind of supposed to be intended for the shape of her head, but it's still kind of difficult to get it to stay on. I typically use a rubber band or just don't have it on her at all. And then they do both come with bags, but they are actually a bit different, which I kind of was not expecting. So I'm kind of happy with that. So again, here as a reminder is the Dancing Through Life bag. And then this is what the satchel looks like that came with Defying Gravity. So as you can see, like it's a completely different shape and mold and everything. It's not even like supposed to be like, oh, a different version of the same bag. Like it's a completely different bag. This does not have the adjustable strap that we saw with the other one, but they are both a solid plastic bag that cannot be opened. Also, something that the Dancing Through Life does not come with is the broom. That is only on the Deluxe doll. I don't know. I know the singing doll is supposed to also be Defying Gravity, so I'd be very interested in seeing the comparison between those two, but unfortunately I do not have the singing variant. I just have the Deluxe and then the Dancing Through Life. But as you can see, obviously their dresses are very different, which is what's to be expected. She also comes with the cape that this one does not have. Now, the real things that I thought were going to be the same were going to be the hat, the bag, and the shoes. And I was like, is it really that different for the dresses? But as we've already seen, the bags are different. The shoes are also very different. Here is the Dancing Through Life shoe. As we can see, there is a separated heel on here. And then this is the design kind of going up the front. And then this is the Defying Gravity one. Like, they are similar, but they are definitely different. Like, you can kind of see the little bit more detail in the Defying Gravity boot. They're also a bit boxier at the toes. Again, as a reminder, this is Defying Gravity and this is Dancing Through Life. They both have this like high-low effect to them, but they are, even that part is shaped differently. So I still feel like these are definitely like two different shoes, not just two variations of the same shoe. Although, of course, Elphba always wears pretty much similar black boots, so they are going to look similar, but they are definitely different boots, which I think is, again, a really nice touch. And so there is definitely a difference between the, like, complete difference, with the exception of, again, the face sculpt and the hat are the same. And the screening, of course, is the same, but otherwise these dolls are as different as Elphba's can be. To be honest, like, there's only so much differentiation that you can make in Elphba, especially with her costuming being very similar in, again, like, black boots, black dress, like, black satchel. Like, there is only so much difference to her style that you can do, and I think these both very well exemplify exactly what they should for that. And like, they very much look just like they came right off the screen, and so very amazing. I'm super glad to have both of them. I definitely look forward to finding the Shiz one as well. And then I haven't decided on which Galindas I want yet. I definitely want the Dancing Through Life Galinda, but honestly I might end up with all of them in the end. I wasn't sure at first. Again, I really wanted to see how much I liked the movie before I decided, but I absolutely adore it, so I want, hopefully they restock soon so that I can have them all in my collection. Also, I just want to show the amazing hand sculpt really quick here for these dolls. You see they're like beautiful, like, extended nails. Oh, so pretty. All right, so we're gonna put Miss Elphba over here, and then we are going to go ahead and talk about her sister Nessarose. So now this would be where, if you skip that other section, you would stop here. Here is Nessa, which, again, like, the resemblance to her actress, I'm so sorry, I do not know her name off the top of my head, but it is astounding. She looks just like her. I think they did such a great job of translating the characters and the performers into dolls. I know sometimes we can get into this, like, uncanny valley if we try too hard, or we can get where they just don't look anything like the actresses at all. And I think this is like a really nice blend of keeping them still looking doll-like, but them also, you know, looking like who they're supposed to. Rose, she really doesn't have like much in the way of makeup at all, just a little bit of a light lip here, but she has her dark brown eyebrows, dark brown eyes, and then kind of a just off nude lip. And then she has really pretty soft hair, which is why I keep playing with it. It is tied back, just a little bit tied up here in the back, and then the rest down in these long, kind of tight curls. They are quite messy, but they did also just come out of the box. I'm sure some people have done fabulous things with this hair. It feels really nice and soft. And it does go just past her shoulders. And then we have her dress. So it does have these really nice white puff sleeves here, and then long sleeves that go all the way down to her wrist, which are currently rubber banded to her chair. She also has one cupped hand and one flat hand, and then she is the same points of articulation, so elbow, wrist, waist, knees, no ankle, but she does have head. Most of the details are printed onto her dress. As I was saying earlier, the budget for her clearly went into her wheelchair, which has so much detail and design in it. As you can see, it can freely roll back and forth. So they did just kind of have to skimp a little bit on like her dress, but it does, I will say, it has a lot of detail, even though it is printed on. Every little like ruffle and stuff is here, and it's so pretty, and I love all the little red details to it. It does appear to be like tacked closed, probably just to keep it more together in the box. Again, I'll probably keep it that way just because I intend on keeping her mostly in her chair. If we look here, I just want to kind of show off the chair a little bit more. Like, look at all these amazing details that they put into it. This little compass back here. These little details on the back as well. And then here, of course, are the wheels with all these little designs in them. Super amazing. She has little golden wheels down here at the bottom. And of course, we can't forget her silver slippers. So she does have little white socks with red cuffs at the top, and then the silver slippers, which, if you guys don't know, in the Wizard of Oz book, they are silver, and in the Wizard of Oz movie, they're ruby red because of the Technicolor. For spoiler reasons, I'm not going to explain everything, but I will say there is homage to both of them in Wicked. These are the homage to the original silver slippers that are found in the Wizard of Oz original book, as opposed to, like, again, the Technicolor that they use for the movie. The rubber bands are keeping her feet a little bit farther back than I would like, which is what I'm trying to play with. I might move the rubber bands up to here, but they probably look a little wonky up there. That's probably why they're tied back there. But yeah, like all this little detail, even like right here along the side. It's just so nice because, like, it took a long time before we got, you know, really nice inclusive dolls, even with Barbie. I know Barbies in wheelchairs right now are a little bit more consistently available. There's currently a set that I really would like to get that's actually a Barbie in a wheelchair with a service dog that I think is really cool. But it's really nice to have a, not only like a kind of main cast member that is wheelchair, and this is actually a performer that is an active wheelchair user. I want to say though that it was an amazing performance, and I cannot wait to see how she does with the second half of the movie, because that's kind of honestly where I feel like there's a little bit more characterization to Nessarose. So I'll be very interested to see what Wicked Part 2 brings for this character. But as for Part 1, I think she did an amazing performance, and I think this doll is just stunning with all the little details in it. Again, the wheelchair is really amazing, and as I said, kind of the whole reason that I got this doll. I just noticed though that there is these parts which are the little like brakes for her chair, and they do actually like work, which is a lot of fun. I think that's something, because I actually have a regular Barbie chair over here. I'm currently using it for Frankie, because it's my mini me. But so we do have the same kind of treads on it. And again, this area is what you actually would use if you're pushing yourself through. But obviously we have a lot more detail to that here on the Wicked one. As far as height, Nessa's is a little bit taller. The wheels appear to be about the same size, but she is just set up a little bit higher on it, it looks like. Because, like, you can see the back for Nessa's chair goes a little bit higher up, as opposed to only going to, like, the midsection. It goes all the way up her back, which is more traditionally how I see wheelchairs. This one that Frankie's in kind of feels a little bit more like a sporty chair. But yeah, this one feels a little bit higher, but it really just seems like the big difference is just, of course, in the detailing, but also in the way that the backrest sits a little bit higher, but the wheels appear to be about the same height. This also has handles that this one, like armrests, I guess, that this one doesn't have. Again, this seems more like a personal chair that would be more intended for only for you really to be pushing. It doesn't have like the backrest or the handles or anything. Whereas Nessarose definitely is a chair that other people push. This right here that's kind of molded on is supposed to be like the handrail where people would put their hands to push her. As opposed to like the handrail, the hands that kind of sit out a little bit further back. So I guess that's kind of why hers chair is a little bit higher. And again has the armrest that kind of this one kind of eliminates for the purpose of like not being in the way when you're like pushing yourself. This looks more similar to the style of wheelchair that I have, because I am only a partial wheelchair user, so I don't have like a custom chair that is kind of, you know, fit to my body, kind of more how the Barbie wheelchairs typically are designed. This would be a more common style that you would see, to be honest. So there they are together, as usual, but I guess at this point, if you guys watch me all the time, you know that I'm kind of rambly, and obviously you guys must enjoy it because you guys keep coming back, which I just find amazing, and so grateful for each and every one of you that watches my videos, whether you do come back or you're only watching this one. Either way, I'm just so grateful. At this time, like, I don't make any money off these videos, and obviously they cost me money because I buy these dolls. So like, this is just a passion of mine. It's not something that I have to do or do for a living or anything like that, but I very much enjoy it, and having other people along with me for the ride that really also enjoy it, just means a lot to me. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as I do. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think of these fabulous dolls down below. I think that they are beautiful and stunning, and definitely worth the $25 each. And again, I can't wait to see them back on store shelves and more accessible for other people as well. I really hope that they, as well as the movie, resonates for you as much as it did for me. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you also very soon in the next one. Bye!